Opening my eyes, I saw that I was in a forest, with the sun beaming through the leaves. I suddenly realized that this is an unfamiliar place, and I run over to see what's over the hill. I do not recognize this place. I notice some poppies and decide to pick them. Perhaps this will calm my nerves. I decide to walk down the hill toward the river. Perhaps if I keep moving, I'll see something that will help me remember. My heart is still. As I walk, the scent of birch and oak and dirt fill the air, and there is no sign of any other. Though I am filled with a solitary loneliness, I also begin to float on the air of serenity. I stop to look at a peony swaying slightly in the breeze. It looks so content to exist and fill this space. It does not worry or fret. It simply is. I am not a flower. I must continue. A singular location does not suit me. It does not hold my necessities. I must continue. I look up as I hear a pig from over the hill, which settles my lonely mind. My foot grazes the water as I walk along the river. It's cool and smooth as it ripples. I trip on a birch tree by the river and fall in, but the water entrances me, and I decide to accept the river. The water suppresses you and feeds you solidarity with itself, a feeling of safety. I continue my search for something that will help me remember. I know nothing of what I was before I awoke in this forest. I begin to think that maybe I should just let myself forget. Maybe what was had been chaos, or worse, mundane. Perhaps I could find meaning here. Here. I stop to look at some chickens. There is a warmth in knowing that I am not completely alone. As I venture into the meadow, I come across an ominous-looking gorge. The craters here look unnatural, and I decide not to stay. Though I find some pigs happily existing on a hill nearby, do I imagine the unease from these places? Perhaps they bring back some terrible memory, one where I am trapped deep in a figurative hole, where I am surrounded by the mobs of my past, slowly clawing at me. I ignore the wisdom of pigs and continue. I find myself in an open plain with forests of all sorts on either side. The openness is refreshing, but the hot sun is also oppressive. My legs became to feel weary as I wish for a bed to lay my head on and rest. I see animals of all sorts all around me, and I continue in the direction I was going, but I still do not know why. This endless walk towards nowhere is ironic. Is this a metaphor for life? I suddenly hear an unnatural groan, and I am filled with an immediate dread. I suddenly desire a friend, as I see another ominous cavern. I walk toward a spruce thicket in the distance with a sudden urgency to conceal myself. Once again by the water, I noticed this sweet-smelling sugarcane stalk, and my mind is at ease again. This part of the meadow by the spruce trees has a cooler air that softly touches my skin, soothing me from my hot walk across the plains. I come across a pack of wild dogs, and my heart starts to race. I wonder if my loneliness can subside in a place like this. I walk and play among the wild dogs, and it lifts my spirits to hear and see them. The dogs do not seem as interested in my flowers as I do, but I am comforted by their presence. The shadows of the trees elongate as the sun begins to set on my first day in this new life, or my only life. I still do not know anything that was before, or if there even was a before. This thought both comforts and saddens me, and I just want to sit near this creature and not be alone. forest grows dimmer as the light of the day shrinks behind the horizon. Though I am not yet hungry, I pick some wild sweet berries for later, as it's the only ready sustenance I've seen until now. I notice the stars swimming in the sea of a sky and begin to wonder if I've made a mistake by wasting the day having accomplished nothing. It's dark and hard to see, and a heavy dread weighs me down more strongly than it did earlier when I heard the groan near the cave. I want to hide. I want to be hidden. In the distance I see something terrible, like a decayed, elongated pig with a melting face. Suddenly one of those things begins to creep toward me. The stench of sulfur grows stronger as it approaches, and I panic. It explodes and my heart is twirling within. The destruction was awful. I must disappear from this place. In a fit of desperation, I decide to bury myself until morning and hope I don't suffocate. After listening to see if anything had heard me and began approaching, I cover the hole and wait until morning. This is the end of day 1.